Hey everybody, how's it going? I just finished this new song called Purple Birthday Cake, and I thought, what better way for me to practice getting in front of the camera, making a kind of a how-to video, than to actually just sit down in kind of one take, just talk about my experience making this song, what I used, and how I did it. This is by no means like for the expert of the experts, but I think there's things that I learned through making this song that might be helpful. And one of those things right now, my voice is going through a TLM 103, a Neumann TLM 103 microphone. And the preamp I'm using is the Avalon 737 from UAD, completely no compression right now, or no compression in EQ going in. I just have the high gain setting on. And then I'm sure in post production, I might add a very hint of audio effects to that, but probably very little. And I bring this up because as I start making videos, at some point I want to make a TLM 103 video with my vocal chain, but I'm still kind of working on my how I like vocals and how I want them to sound. But this is an absolutely beautiful mic, by the way, and I wanted to get more there. I feel like there weren't enough videos of the TLM, so I'm going to go ahead and use it as much as I can while I'm making these videos. So my birthday was yesterday. Man, I wonder how that's going to sound. I just hit the thing. I made this video yesterday, and this is all one take, by the way. Before I get started, it's a test video, and then it's also kind of not a test video. And what I mean by that, this is a test video in that I'm going to publicly put it out there, but that's how it's not a test video, but it's a test video in that I'm learning and I want to learn while I'm putting these things together. And I think I will put I will bring the most I can to something like this if I actually put it out there in the world, so to speak. So anyway, it's also good practice for a potential workflow. If this starts to work out and I start to build a workflow where I can easily create content and create videos like this, whether it be about music or anything that I want to be able to have that workflow at my disposal. So anyway, I made this song, and it was intentionally very simple. And it was simple so that I could quickly use a workflow that I think is good for me for songwriting, to where I can start consistently making music on a regular basis. And by that, I mean every 2 to 4 weeks, release a new song. Not just an EDM song, but a actual song with lyrics and with meaning. So this is kind of like an effort in that regard. So it's a real simple song, but I did want to talk about and break down my workflow, the song, the chorus, and the how the song came to be. So I'll go ahead and get started. It started kind of with the title. So I knew I wanted to write a birthday song, but the title kind of drives almost everything. You want a title that's catchy and relevant, at least for me. You want something that people are going to remember. In this case, Purple Birthday Cake. I mean, a color is very memorable to a lot of people. Some people are visual people. Some people are into colors. And then other people are very auditory learners. And then some people are very physical learners. I'm not sure the exact percentages. It might be 20, 30% of the population are a certain way that they learn and receive information. Some people, like I said, it's visually. So anyway, it's got Purple Birthday Cake. That immediately kind of draws an image. And the song at that point practically writes itself. So if I had to say one thing, and just in my learning, in my songwriting, the title, coming up with a really powerful title, can really help you along the way with coming up with the rest of the song. And then while we're talking about the songwriting aspect of it, it's I would like to bring up the importance of just having melodies kind of in your back pocket, at least for me. So I use this Hum app. I don't have my phone right now, but there's this Hum app. And what I try to do every other day is I just start humming songs. So if there's an idea I have, I'll just start singing the song into this app. And I do that because if you can hum the song and you can sing it yourself, you're probably onto something that's going to be a little bit more memorable, and people are going to be able to themselves sing as well. And I'm at a workflow now. A lot of people, and I've done this for years, is where I'll start with the beats first and then come up with the chord progressions. But it's very nice having all these memorable melodies that I've created in my back pocket. So when I create the chord progressions, I can just transpose those melodies into the chord progressions. So what I'm basically saying is it's nice to already have a lot of ideas in your back pocket when you're going in. And that what that means is if you have the habit of just regularly, whether it's a few minutes a day, having songs, like I have almost 200 of these just melodies on my phone, and I separate them into folders. Like the ones that are better, I move up in the level of where the folder is. I have like level 1, 2, 3, 4. Level 1 is like kind of okay melodies, 2, 3, 4, and then level 4 melodies are like, oh man, this is unforgettable. Like I'll sing this melody and then I'll still be kind of humming it later. And that's the kind of cream, you want to take the cream of the crop of your melodies, everything. This is just how I do it. I want to have the very best of everything that I can going into these productions. So I had in my back pocket several melodies. Structure is pretty, for pop music, I keep it simple. I have a verse, a chorus, and a verse and a chorus in this song. It's a little bit shorter than a lot of pop songs. A lot of pop songs would have 3 choruses and perhaps a bridge in between. But in this case, it was just kind of I think it worked for this kind of a song where it's a little bit shorter, but you can also get a lot done within that amount of time. So I had the title, the song, the melody, and I was trying to avoid as much as I could working on the song inside of my digital audio workstation. And what I mean by that is trying to have the idea of it ready. And a lot of that was already in my head. But, I had the idea of the lyrics, the song itself already in my head before I started actually producing the beats. Now with the beats, I wanted it to be a little bit more bass driven. And I think if you're doing this workflow that I'm doing, where you're humming into apps, if you come up with a simple kind of a bass line, it'll make it easier to take that melody and put it in. And then you can add chords later, and you can add a lot of other things as well. But singing, if you're just singing and you want to add and transpose it, starting with the bass, I think is really helpful. And the bass is just a rhythmic kind of thing. So before starting the song, you want to decide things like, what's my tempo going to be? What key am I going to be playing it in, singing it in, and what kind of instruments do I want? I wanted it to be really simple because I wanted it just to have a simple hook that's memorable, and but it's also fun. And this was a lot of fun to make, by the way. And one of the things that I'm seeing a lot of when I'm in communities with other people, seeing how other songwriters are doing it, and I hear people complain all the time. They're like, I just don't like the sound of my song. I'm not happy with it. Well, to me, that's a sign. I'll speak for myself because I do this all the time. I'm creating things I don't like. Keep working at it until it's something that you like and you can be proud of, and hell, even dance to. Because I made a video of this, and you can listen to the song. Just look it up, Purple Birthday Cake. There's a YouTube video where I'm dancing to it. That's genuine. I'm so happy singing this song. And there's not a whole lot of songs I've written that are like this, where it's so good. I like it. I like my own damn music. I feel like, and everybody has different tastes, but if you can make a song where you're head bobbing and you're really enjoying the song, that to me is a sign that it's a good song. So that was just the songwriting aspect of it. And I'm not sure how much time I've taken already, but I will kind of churn through some of these things because there's actually a lot that this goes into. next was the vocals. So this was very different for me in terms of vocals. So as you could say, like the exact mic I used singing into the song is what I'm talking to you through now. And I think with where I'm at now with my songwriting, I want to go to start creating really clean vocals. Even if it's something, I know warmth is just, I just hear warmth over and over. Everybody wants really warm vocals. I think for my style and my taste, I like the sound of clean vocals, and I have kind of a deeper voice. And this microphone, this TLM 103, I've heard, and I researched this for so long because I was looking for the perfect mic for my voice that's going to go through this. And for me, for a deeper voice, this is just a beauty, and I think I'm going to really love this mic, and I really want to get the most value out of it by creating many, many songs with it in the future. And then the preamp is the next thing. So when you're doing vocals, mics and preamps is something that's going to be really important, because the preamp, it will amplify, like these microphones. When I'm speaking into it right now, there's nothing amplifying that sound. So a preamplifier, if it's a high quality one, it can really make your voice shine. And right now, I said the Avalon 737. For folks who know preamps, that's a industry standard preamp. Now, I don't have the actual hardware of the app. Well, so much for one take. My camera stopped, I guess. I'm using this EOS 5D Mark II Canon. I've had this like 7 years, and I think the settings on it'll stop after like 10 minutes. So it's probably a good sign to move along. Anyway, want to talk real quick about my vocal chain. For EQ, I use the F6 from Waves. For my compressor, CLA 76, the blue. You want to make sure, I like the bluey. It's a little bit more clean. And then for reverb, it was the Abbey Road Chambers, I think is what it is. It's one of the Abbey Road reverbs. Very, by the way, okay, so very subtle effects. And you can tell by listening to it. Extremely subtle. And so I've been using an SM58, a dynamic microphone, forever. And I've always had to put a lot of time into my vocal chain. And I'll just say, like, this TLM, along with the Avalon, I was blown away at how fast, like, it's just a clean vocals. And they're clean, but they also just go in the mix really well. And then once I added the compression, what I was also blown away is, like, when I added volume, like, it's very subtle, but it just, like, the vocals like fit in there really well. Now with this particular track, the vocals are pretty loud, and that was also intentional because I wanted to see how loud I could make those vocals, since the vocals are kind of driving it. So then next and finally was the video. So what I wanted to do was just make a one-shot video where I'm just playing it in my AirPods and then going for, just dancing around. I didn't even practice dancing. That was the second take, by the way. And I just got, there's this location that I really like, and I went there and I just started enjoying my own music. Like I said, you got to enjoy your music. So I'm not the best videographer in the world. But I was able to at least be creative with what I saw, kind of do some of the filtering things, make it fun. And I think it has, for like, I'm not like the most, like, I don't have a super hardcore following of anything, but if you look at the percentage of people, my friends on Facebook versus how many people watched it, like, it got a lot of views. So I think the turnover of the effectiveness of that video did really well. So I will sort of conclude this semi-test video, and also kind of just this will maybe years down the road be something where I could look back on as I'm starting to learn and become better at this. Just kind of think about keeping things simple and having the simplicity of these, whether it's like for the vocals, and then the the video as well, just keeping everything going really well. But also, I hope that you were able to at least listen to the sound of another person's voice going through this particular microphone, because I know it was important to me when I was shopping around looking for a mic and getting things started. So this is kind of I hope everybody has a good day, and I'll go ahead and end the video right now. All right, see ya.